Mhm. Perfect. All right. We are back. Javar, what's going on, man? It's good to see you, man. I miss you, big brother. All
Miss
the
you
way
too, man.
out here, in Vegas, man. But look, we got a lot of things to discuss. NBA season just kicked off. There's just a lot of things that I can't articulate in our chat every single day. I don't want to spam y'all with
Y'all
all my
sounding like
thoughts.
a dear diary. Yeah.
No, for real though. So let's get right into it, man. I guess the simplest thing would be just to start off with the Los Angeles Lakers. That is our team for all our listeners out there. But
By
tell
surprise.
me, yeah, and the right response, yeah. Tell me, things that you've seen, what you like, what you don't like. Through our first two games, we do have the Sacramento Kings on deck, so I guess we can discuss that as well. But briefly, tell me what you've seen in these first two games.
Well, it definitely looks like a team that it's a little bit surprising because in the preseason they looked like they were gelling. We saw a lot of good things offensively. Guys were just splashing. We was like, man, we got hella shooting. We were just excited about that. But we started off the season with some tough teams: the Nuggets, the Suns. Even without Booker and Beal, I mean, you saw they just beat somebody last night without
Utah.
yeah, blew Utah out. So they're still tough. They got some, they kind of upgraded their role players. Got some scrappy defenders and some guys that's just out there doing what they can. And so that was a tough game too. But really, we're just our offense is kind of out of sorts. Feel
Yeah.
like we haven't quite prioritized who should be getting the ball in these sets. Like who should be the ones scoring, who should be the ones. I don't know. It doesn't seem crisp. Guys are kind of just freestyling out there, and then results in just one-on-one play with 10 seconds left, and that hasn't been great. And a lot of
Yeah.
just drives to the rim with really nowhere to go for guys that aren't really good, great at that. So yeah, just like to see more open looks. Guys taking more threes, and let's like try to get more ball movement, swing the ball around instead of just trying to be hero ball. But
Hmm.
we're 1-1. After those two tough teams, I guess that's kind of what you would hope for, some kind of split. Realistically. So, um, all in all, I mean, even though we didn't blow the Suns out, at least we did. The Lakers did beat them, and we'll see how things progress. I think they still got a lot of gelling to do. They've got to make sure that like I said, guys got to know their roles and just get comfortable, get the minutes together. Still
Yep.
trying to figure out some of the new guys. What can they do? How can they fit in? So I don't know.
Okay.
It's
So
not quite like on 10 like we were hoping for, everything
yeah,
gravy, but
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, obviously, I feel like both of us wanted the Lakers to come out of the gate swinging. And we faced the best team in the league in our very first game on Ring Night, and as much as I wanted us to win, that is just a tough game. Denver at home is already a challenge. Denver at
And
full
they hate the
strength.
Lakers for some reason, man. They're like really happy to beat us. They love to kick our ass. It's like, man, okay, I'm
Yeah.
starting to get annoyed by y'all.
I mean, just like literally every other team. One thing, well, two points I want to bring up with you. One is this 29-minute restriction supposedly that LeBron has been told is going to happen. Obviously, it happened in game one. It didn't happen in game two. What are your thoughts on that? And can the Lakers be NBA champions like we want them to be with LeBron playing 29 minutes a night in the regular season?
Well, I think the idea is, let's try to have a process where we're actually keeping his minutes down instead
Mhm.
of 35, 36 a game. Running them out there back to backs like we had to do just to survive the last couple of years. Let's try to scale it down. 29 is a little too low. That's like Tim Duncan status. Like, I mean, okay, the Spurs used to do that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like LeBron, he knows how to be effective out there without using too much energy, and we
Hmm.
need his presence out there. So, let's get that up a little bit more, 32, 33. Excuse me.
Hmm.
I think that's doable. We can still rest him on back to backs if we have to, or if he's starting to feel some pain in his knee or whatever the case may be. But no, I don't think that's your question. I don't think that's the process that we can live on. At least not right now.
Yeah.
Maybe if we're blowing everybody out and he's playing three quarters, and so the minutes are down like that. So that'd be ideal. But right now, especially early in the season, don't want to overtax it, but we need him out there. It seems apparent to me they weren't practicing a lot in training camp, like at least with
Hmm.
the
With
guy,
LeBron.
the fives, yeah, with everybody out there. So they need that court time, that gelling.
So here's the thing about that before I move on to my next point. I totally agree that we do not need to be running 39-year-old LeBron or, about to be 39-year-old LeBron 36, 37 minutes a night. That is a recipe for disaster. He's gonna fuck around and tear his Achilles or rupture something, and we don't want that. We don't need that. 29 minutes is not going to cut it though. Like it's blatantly obvious through these first two games that we need him on the floor. Like the plus minus with him on the floor and with him off the floor is like egregious. Like it's like plus 30 versus like negative 30. Like it's something crazy. Like
Which
he
you would
generates
hope that
everything for us.
with a little more depth that we could figure that out, so we're not just relying on him,
Yeah.
throughout the game. We're such wild plus minus on off, but right now,
Yeah.
that's not
Yeah.
right out.
Yeah, and yeah, that's kind of where I was going. Hopefully, with the Rui Hachimuras, the Jared Vanderbilts, who's been hurt, the Torian Princes of the world, the Christian Woods, guys like that, like these bigger guys, we can survive with LeBron off the floor. We just haven't figured that out yet. Now, look, it's 2 games into the season. I'm not pressing the panic button just yet for all of our listeners out there, but we got to get it together because like. LeBron and AD played the entire fourth quarter in that game against the Suns, and I don't want to see that again. We had to do it to gut out a win, but I'm not sure that that's the recipe for long-term success. That's just my 2 cents. My second point I want to bring up before we move on to another team, Anthony Davis. He's supposed to be our best player. He's in his prime. He's 30 years old. Ever since the playoffs last year, there's just been this notion that he's just inconsistent. I mean, it showed in game one against Denver. He came out 17 points in the first half, nothing in the second. And then in this second game, he drops 30. So should we expect a stinker tonight in Sacramento? Or like what is your thoughts on this notion that AD isn't consistent? He's not a number one guy. Give it to me. What do you think about that?
I mean, we started questioning that around like after we won the championship, right? In 2020,
Unfortunately, yeah.
2021 season, where it seemed like he was just kind of chilling and went from his first season 26, 27 points per game down to like 22 and just not really shooting, just a lot of points ended up in the teens or even single digits, and we was like, what's going on here? But we were still winning and we were still good that year. But that's when the questions really started for me. It was like, man, like, why you get comfortable and fat after one championship? Like you should be pushing and pushing. This should be the time you should be trying to go for greatness, like go for multiple in awards, MVPs and defensive player of the year. This is his prime. This is his time. But he doesn't seem like, I mean, maybe this is his way of dealing with pressure or whatever, but he kind of just lets it roll, act like he doesn't hear any criticism. And it's kind of like,
hate
I
that,
don't know
by the
how we
way.
could get through to him if he doesn't seem to be receptive to anything. So I don't know. Some days he finds his fire, and he'll get a 30 or 40 or 20 rebounds, dominate, and it's like, wow, we need just having somebody with this ability, this talent. It doesn't grow on trees, man. No, we can't just replace him with anybody. Like,
Nope.
so we're in a tough spot where what can we do really? I mean, this is kind of our guy. He's our most talented player, night to night in his prime that should be able to handle the load. He's proven he could do it before. We've won a championship with the guy. So it's just like, you kind of just got to hope that he has it in him to quiet the doubters and etch his place in history, man. So this is he's still got an opportunity. If you'd have told me in 2020 that 5 years from now we'd still have LeBron and AD playing, still top 10 level talent ish, on the same team, I'd be like, wow, I didn't think this would last that long, or I thought somebody would have got hurt, LeBron would have retired or fell off or something. But here we are still with a chance, and it's like, man, we got to take the bull by the horns, man. Well, we still got a chance. So you just hope that maybe it's possible that Jokic has just kind of been in his head, and he's kind of getting his ass kicked a little bit, even when he's trying in the playoffs. We got swept, and he played hard, he tried his best, but Jokic got the better of him. I mean, clear as day. And maybe that's just he doesn't know how to solve that problem. I don't know, but that was just 2 games. So he bounced back with 29 in the second game. Let's hope that he could continue on and be our anchor, be our guy getting 25 plus a night. And he can't have these nights where he's not scoring in the second half, man. He's got to at least get to the free throw line or something. I could understand if you're 2 for 12 or something in the second half, that happens, but you got to at least be aggressive and put some points on the board, do something, scrap something together.
Yeah, because he was 0 of 6 in that game, which is it's interesting, man. I mean, I love AD. Like I just like echo that thing you said about guys like him don't just grow on trees. Like he's so talented on both ends of the floor. But I just he's so frustrating as like a franchise guy. Like he's so fucking frustrating. Like I
Let's
if
call it what is it? Is he actually a number one then? I mean, really? Or are we
I
just trying
think
to just force it? Because it seems to me that he kind of needs somebody to carry the load, and he's more of like a, number two.
when we ask these questions, it sounds so like so bad, so negative, but everybody isn't meant to be a number one, and like that's not a bad thing. Like like it I mean, Anthony Davis might be one of the best number twos ever if he is a number two. I think the best version of him is a number one. I do think that you can win a championship with him being your main guy, but the guy we're getting is not that guy right now. Um, but look, I mean, it's October 29th as we record this. November 29th, we could be like, holy shit, this is the guy that we've been waiting for. So it's like you said, like, I mean, we're kind of stuck with him. He just signed a 3-year, 162, I think, extension or
180
160,
something.
180. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he's ours. So we gotta kind of deal with it for now. Any last thoughts about the Lakers before we move on?
So I know you've been kind of texting about Austin Reeves. How you really feel about his struggles, or his kind
Oh,
of?
I don't know. I don't know if you want to bring him up. Okay, so I mean, look, I
I
am
mean,
the
so what
one.
are your expectations, and what are you feeling
Yeah,
like? Are you?
yeah, yeah. I'm the one on the pod who I'm not sure Austin Reeves is our third best player. That's just my opinion. I think D'Angelo Russell should be our third best player. Uh, Now that hasn't been the case in either one of these games this season, which is fine. But I've been disappointed with Austin Reeves, man. All the hype entering the season, everything that he's done for Team USA this past summer, where he was getting praises from Steve Kerr, even Anthony Edwards, and like guys that have done stuff in this league are like, man, Austin Reeves, man, this kid, watch out. So I mean, okay, cool. Like I'm a Laker fan. Like I like Austin Reeves, but I guess I was just never as high on him as most Laker fans are, and to see him come out and not perform to where I think he should be, which is, I mean, which is where he's been promoted to, which is our third best player, our primary ball handler, our playmaker, our something.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seems like maybe defenses are just they're just gearing towards him now. Like maybe he's on the scouting report for real, and especially in that Denver game, man, he looked rattled. Now look, Denver, they've got KCP, they've got Michael Porter Jr. They're big and long paws. Like there aren't many teams like that. Um, and against the Suns, he looked a little better, but I would like to see a more consistent Austin Reeves.
So what does
I
that
think
really mean? You
he's
want him to shoot more, really?
yeah. Well, no. It's not just about the shot attempts. I want him to be involved and to penetrate and break down the defense. Like last year, he was good for like 4 or 5 free throw attempts a game, and I think he's only been to the free throw line like twice in these 2 games, which that's not.
That kind of had to develop because LeBron was out most of that time.
Mhm.
So it was
Yeah.
kind of like, just AD, D'Lo, and Austin. So, that kind of was organic. Whereas now we have a full, pretty much healthy team, and he's kind of taking a back seat. It seems like he needs to rise to the, cream to the top, whatever. Like he's kind of just got to let the talent do his thing. One quick question though about D'Lo. You keep saying he should be our third best player. Like, if you look around the league, is he not like the worst starting point guard in the league? Like, why do you think he's that good? Like,
What? D'Angelo Russell the worst?
or he's bottom three. Like, I mean, most teams got better starting point guards than him.
I would take D'Lo over Fred VanVleet, over Dennis Schroeder, over Trey Young right now.
No,
You're
no, stop
crazy.
it, stop it. No.
You're crazy,
Let's
bro.
say
I,
Fred
I would take
VanVleet
him over Jordan Poole right now. I would take
he's not a
him.
point guard.
Jordan Poole is the point guard. Oh well, okay. I would take him over Tyus Jones. I would take him over Jalen Suggs. I'm trying to think. Detroit, Cade. No, okay. I want to take him over Cade because Cade has been balling. Um, But yeah, I mean, like, come on, don't
He's
be
not
disrespectful to
in the
D'Lo,
top
bro.
15. He's more of a bottom 10. Like, okay, he's not if you want to really count him out, okay, he's somewhere in the bottom 5 to 10 or something like, but he's not a great starting point guard option. So
I think he is, man. I mean, look,
he can't
it's
penetrate. He's slow. I mean, when it comes to like the good teams, he can really get bottled up, man. And he's really jump shot dependent. I think his best thing is honestly just leading into being a role player, kind of like he keeps talking about the Derek Williams kind of thing. Just that's probably his best thing. Try to be,
Derek White.
yeah, so Derek White, yeah, try to be like the Lakers Derek Fisher, just try to be a rugged role player because with the talent to do more. Because I don't know if relying on him is and him even trying to be that reliable, put the pressure on himself to be the third best player every night. I don't know. I just don't see that. He's been doing that. He's been trying to do that his whole career, being a second or third best player, even though the best in some situations, and it's not hasn't led to anywhere for him.
So you don't think that he, I mean, with the team we have now with LeBron and AD, you don't think that he can be that third guy for us? You think it has to be Austin Reeves or somebody else?
I do. I don't think it could be D'Angelo Russell. No, I don't. I
Wow.
don't think you can rely on him to show up when
Wow.
you need it.
Okay.
When
Oh, wait,
yeah,
wait,
when,
wait, wait, wait,
when the
wait, wait,
game's on
wait.
the line.
Are you basing this on that Denver series only? Because I mean, I mean, are we looking at two different D'Los? Like, I'm confused.
No, no. I mean, if you look at his career, even with like Minnesota, he flamed out in the playoffs.
Ah,
we were begging him to, give us at least 15 points a game in the playoffs, and he did. He was terrible in the Memphis series, but he ended up getting better, and he was good in the Golden State series, but terrible again in the Denver series. And I just don't know. I don't think that's something you can rely on.
okay.
And then like looking at his skill set, I just don't see that translated in the playoffs when teams can focus on what he can and can't do.
Wow. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know. I'm not convinced Austin is that guy either. I'm just like, I don't know if
Sure.
he is, but I think talent wise, he probably is our third best player. I don't know if that's good enough to win it all, but I just think that's naturally his skill set is better suited. He can attack the basket. He can finish with contact. And he's a great jump shooter from 3 levels, and he's got the dog factor. So I don't know if that makes it. I'm not necessarily making it sound like he's a star or nothing. I'm just saying like if LeBron and AD have got to carry their part. Like these guys got to be, when it come down to it, you should be relying on 55, 60 points a game from those two guys. And
Yep.
then Austin can give you 18, and then D'Lo give you what he gives you. And then from there, you should have enough to win the game. So,
Wow.
but I don't
Okay.
know if that's enough, and we'll see. We'll see as the season develops. I've even mentioned this before that, to get where we need to be, we may have to trade both those guys
Reeves and
or
D'Lo.
or one or the other.
Yeah, there's been a lot of buzz about a certain James Harden might I mean, we can't trade either one of them until January, mid-January, I believe, because they
Yeah.
just signed new contracts. So um I mean, look, and James Harden is not the only name linked. Of course, there's always the Kyrie factor. What do you think about these rumors and possible oh God. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't love either one of those options. But I will say that both of those guys would be better number threes than D'Lo and Reeves combined.
Let me tell
Maybe.
you something. Let me give them credit though. Some of the best things about D'Lo and Reeves is their contracts are actually pretty reasonable, like
Mhm.
for their talent and what even though they're slotting, you're supposed to be on a team third or fourth, whatever level player. Um, they're not getting paid ridiculous. They're both under 20 million, so that's amazing. So I don't know if you'd be able to get that type of production. Um, if they could actually produce like they should. I don't know if you'd be able to get that type of production for what we're paying them. So
Mhm.
that considered, I don't know if you want to deal with some of the headaches that's out there. Kyrie, his talent, I think it calm his ass down. His talent might be worth it. He still is a hooper. He still can ball. James Harden, I just don't know if he really got it anymore. Only thing he's got is just his perimeter game. He doesn't seem to be able to get to the basket like he used to.
I mean,
And
but
so
do you
that's
think that was just because he wanted to get out of feeling he was just playing like shit, or you think like he's genuinely just done?
in the playoffs.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
No, no, no,
I
no.
mean,
Could-
there's a lot of people that think that James Harden quit on his team in Game 6 and 7 in those playoffs.
I don't know, but he seemed like he was pretty engaged most of the playoff run. He actually had some of his best games, his best playoff games ever in that
Mhm.
run. like some, because
Yeah, he won
he's
them
trying.
too.
He almost turned the narrative around. He actually won them the first series basically from one of those few games. So I think he kind of had an inkling that they weren't gonna, like, they were being funny with his money, but he didn't know for sure until the season was over. So I don't really care for that situation right now.
Okay.
If we were to get James Harden, it would probably be like on the low, because it's down in January and nobody wants him, and you know, and they need to get something for him because he's leaving after the season because he's only got this year on the contract, right?
Yeah, this is it.
So they've got to trade him because they can't just let him walk for nothing, unless he sits out the season and doesn't get paid this year, or there's kind of loopholes in the contracts for that. If he doesn't play, even though he's healthy, this year of contract he won't get paid, and it will roll over into next season.
Oh, wow.
But I don't know. I don't know if they'll get that far. But
Yeah.
all to say, yeah, I don't know about that. Who else is out there?
There's somebody I'm missing. It's definitely Harden, Kyrie, but there was a third person that I was like, I can't remember.
Oh,
who.
we're talking about Chris Paul, maybe, because we don't think it'll work. But
yeah, Chris Paul. Yeah.
There's no rumors of that right now, so we'll
not
leave
yet.
that alone.
So,
But just kind of pivoting, this James Harden situation, man, this has got ugly. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know what else Harden can do at this point. Like, what more move he's got to play, because he's doing the whole I'm not showing up. Didn't play all preseason. Barely showed up to practices. And he showed up to the game, and they were just like, "Hold up, bro! Like, you ain't just gonna be sitting out this whole time and try to show up to the game."
Yeah.
And basically, wouldn't let him on the plane.
Yep.
So I don't know how this is gonna develop. They're almost like with that move, it feels like they have to pay him because he sounded like he is showing up to play. But with all that said, the Sixers are kind of screwed. Everybody's screwed in this situation that's involved, because the Sixers are screwed with this guy who, if he comes back, they probably have a great season, but it's kind of hanging over their head that he is just going to bounce anyway. And you can't really win with him as your second best player. Maybe they think Maxi's their second best player. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay.
I guess. Do you think that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, the Sixers have only played 2 games so far, just like most teams, and both games have been super fun to watch, especially because of Tyrese Maxey. Man, Tyrese Maxey is so freaking fast. I legitimately think he might be faster with the ball than Barbosa, and that dude was a fucking menace. Like from end to end with the ball, Barbosa used to just sprint by people.
And Maxey could shoot pretty well too.
Yeah, and Maxey is a great shooter. He's had 2 great games. Who they played the first game? Milwaukee, duh. And then they played Toronto last night, I believe. Yeah, man. I mean, I honestly, Philly is very interesting because I feel like with Harden, Maxey playing at this level, I think they slick might be good. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Didn't they have the best record in the league last year?
Yeah, and Joel Embiid won MVP. Yeah, so
yeah, I mean, they
they'll be
didn't
good in the
lose
regular
anybody.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, so they can have a great season with or without Harden, probably.
I think something that's kind of flying under the radar is that they gained Kelly Oubre, who averaged 20 a game last year in Charlotte.
Yeah.
He's been balling for them this year.
He's been playing really well for them, yeah.
Yeah, he had 27 the first game. I think he had 19 last night. He's playing 30 minutes a game. Like he's taking minutes from Tobias Harris. Like Tobias Harris better watch out. This fucking bum.
I mean, they would trade Tobias ASAP if they could. Like nobody's trying to pay this man 40-something million.
Yeah, that's the kicker right there. But yeah, man, Philly is definitely interesting. I honestly don't know how this James Harden situation is going to be resolved like peacefully.
Because the Clippers
I think it's going to be ugly.
He wants to go to the Clippers, and Clippers are like, we'll give you some scraps, like maybe, like no picks, or nothing great. And it's just like, bro, you can't give us Terrence Mann. You're like, no, hell no. It's sad, man. Like,
Terrence Mann, are you crazy? He's the future of my franchise. I'm not giving up Terrence Mann for you.
Well, I don't even think it's just that. It's kind of because like he's one of the only few people that plays defense and kind of runs around, moves the ball. They need somebody that's kind of that high level role player thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I like Terrence Mann. I think he's a promising young guy.
He's not really that young, by the way. He's like 27.
Oh wow. Shout out to T-Man. Let's talk about real quick. Where are they? The Oklahoma City Thunder. Man,
I was wondering if you gonna bring them up.
Of course I am, man. You're not there. They're one of my league pass teams.
Chet
Um,
Holmgren, actually, he had a good second game, but it's been
mhm.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. This man
Yeah,
is
the
unbelievable.
beast, the
Yeah,
beast. It's crazy. Like he first team All NBA, 30 points a game last year, and you could still low key sleep on the Thunder because like maybe it's just like okay, he had a good season. Teams weren't really game planning for the Thunder. Didn't nobody care. They got a squad, bro. Like
yeah.
these young kids are probably going to make the playoffs. Like I'm talking
Well,
1 through 6 in the West. I'm hey
they might be
Shea.
top four, honestly.
Oh
Like, they're loaded, bro. Like,
yeah,
especially now that they got Chet, they got somebody inside. That was kind of their issue. They didn't have any bigs last year.
yep,
And if Chet could
yeah.
stay healthy, I mean, this guy's getting 7 blocks, I think, last game. It's like, oh
It's
gosh, like already,
ridiculous.
like
Yeah.
he's not quite, he's not their number one option. Obviously, he's not.
Hmm.
Which great for him. He doesn't have all that
Yeah.
pressure like say Wemby, but
Yep.
he's able to just focus on big man things and
Mhm.
defending the rim, and that's quite effective, quite impactful. So, yeah,
I
they've got
told
a
you,
squad.
man. I told you, Chet. I look. I've been talking about this nigga for 3 years on the pod. This is his first NBA game, but I've said it so many times. I think Chet Holmgren has a real shot to win Rookie of the Year. He's just so impressive, man. And once like the game slows down for him offensively and he stops going 100 miles an hour because that's what he's doing now,
Hmm.
he's gonna be he's gonna be so good, man. I'm having so much fun watching OKC. I'm missing the game now for the pod, but yeah,
You
they're
think he
playing
could be
Denver.
better than Shea? You think he could be the best player?
Ooh,
Because
I
Shea's
mean,
at quite a level right now. Like I don't think we're giving him quite his credit. Like
yeah. So here's the
he's
thing
pushing
with
for top
Shea.
five, is what I'm trying to say. Shea is like
No,
I
he's
don't
hey,
know.
look, Shea Gildas Alexander is legit.
Okay.
My I don't want to say criticism. My concern is that he is very jump shot heavy, and he kind of lives in that mid range,
At mid
which is
range.
yeah, which is something that could be game plan for or bottled up in the postseason. Now, obviously, we have no track record of that for this team and that player, so we don't know. Um, but let's just say he faced the Clippers or even us. Like, I feel like we have a lot of guys to throw at a SGA and make him work for all these shots that he's getting in the mid range. Not to say that
Two
he still
points.
won't average 30, but I mean, it'll be a hard 30 on 35% shooting. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
if he's gonna get his 30 that way, then whatever, bro. You got it. But look, he's amazing, bro. Like Chet, SGA is super fun to watch. I'm having so much fun watching OKC.
They still got hella picks. Like you feel
Yeah.
like it feels like they're about to make a big move here soon. Like for a star that goes on the market, it's got 4 or 5 years on the contract. Well, 3 4
Mm.
years on the contract.
James
I
Harden.
think
No, that's fine. Let me stop.
I don't want him back.
No, they don't. Excuse me. Real quick, man. I want to talk about the Dallas Mavericks. It's super early. Luca, like, are we ever not going to be amazed at what Luca does? Like, I don't know if you saw the game recently, but he
We
had
had
like
like
what
4 threes
50.
in a row.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it looked like the game was over, and then Luca was just like, just get the fuck out of my way. Like he just three off the backboard, hook shot three. I was just like, wow, bro. I'm serious. Like he literally was like, it was
Yeah,
like
that
a hook
last one.
shot. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like,
just threw
what
it
the
up.
fuck? Like, oh my goodness. Ended with like 49. I think he had a triple double his first game. I mean, Luca is just look. He's really not fair at times.
Especially when the 3 pointers falling. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, what can you do? Like,
yeah.
you're just gonna get dominated.
Tell you what, their rookie they picked Lively. He's making a nice
Derek
little
Lively.
impact. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's quite a surprise. Like they're actually kind of he's making them a little solid down there. So
I think,
rookie center.
yeah. I believe he went to Duke. From what I heard in the telecast, he's been training a lot with Tyson Chandler, and it makes
Oh.
sense because like that lob threat which Luca loves. Like first of all, Luca loves playing with this kid, and you can tell already that
Hmm.
that lob threat, that defensive presence to protect the rim. I'm happy for Derek Lively because I mean nobody cared about him in that game. The only people they were talking about was Victor Wembanyama. So it was his rookie debut too. Um, and to that, let's pivot. We haven't talked about the 7'4" wonder. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. What are your early impressions, man? Because you and a lot of people thought that he was going to struggle and he was going to get pushed around and he wasn't going to be who he is and da 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 da. And
Oh no, no, no. I had
you
full
said that
faith in.
it was going to take some time. That's what you
Yeah,
said.
yeah. I had full faith in him, but I thought that maybe from what I saw at summer league, I thought, okay, well, let's slow it down. He might take a few, a month or two to kind of get his bearings, get used to the physicality and all that. But
Mm-hmm.
after seeing him in preseason, I mean, look, he put on. I think he did say he put on 10 pounds or something like that. So he looked like he put on a little weight. He just looked way more explosive and decisive in the preseason. And I was like, oh shit! Like if he's looking like this, no, I got to recalibrate. I think I said that in the text. Like
Yeah.
he's looking easy compared to how it used to look. So uh, I was definitely excited to see him debut in the season. The first game he had some foul trouble. It's kind of not really much you could do about that. The refs
Mm-hmm.
gonna call ticky tack stuff, and
Yeah.
he'd come in and get a foul, quick foul, like when he was already in foul trouble. It was like he only played like 28 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he still was impressive when he was out
Yeah,
there.
he was.
The second game against the Rockets, right?
Mm-hmm.
He took over. I mean, he was kind of terrible for most of the game. He was struggling, taking too many outside shots, really. And I think he's 0 for 6 for 3 in that game, actually. And in the fourth quarter and overtime, he just took over offensively and defensively, dominated, got the crowd into it, just really getting hyped. And it's like, wow, they got something special brewing down there.
Yeah, man.
It's starting to. I mean, the team was giving him the ball. Like they realized, okay, let's just what are we doing here?
Let's just feed this guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And he delivered out here doing post moves, dunking on dudes. Just like what? Like this dude is unbelievable. So we've got a year or two before it's about to be his league. I mean,
Yeah.
if he stays healthy, we've got to. Yeah, I mean, would you be surprised if he rallies to become like an all-star this year or as a rookie? I mean,
I wouldn't be
with the
surprised.
anticipation, everybody loves to watch him, and he might get voted in.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. No. Look, Victor Wembanyama has been incredible these first two games. Damn the foul trouble. Damn the 0 for 6. At his worst, he's still an elite defensive player. Like
Out the
that's
gate,
at his
yeah.
worst. Like,
and you know what? He's getting like a lot of respect from these NBA players.
Yeah.
Like these guys are starting to be like, yeah, okay, the hype is real. Like he's not just a big dude running around out there. He got some moves. He's nimble, moves like a guard, can handle jumper, already impactful defensively. So
the amount of ground he's able to cover just because he's so tall and long is like ridiculous at times. I think like one of the first plays I saw it on against the Mavs, like Kyrie like did a move, thought he was open, and like he was just there. Like I was just like, what the fuck? It was crazy.
You know how like guys are like they're like in the key, but the guy they're guarding is at the 3-point line, and they just kind of like just jump up, kind of faking like they're trying to defend it. Like this guy can block it from the paint. Like he can get out there for real.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. He is. I wouldn't be surprised if he's an all-star this year. I still think that he's probably going to be the runaway rookie of the year, even though I do think Chet has a shot. I think he's going to be the runaway rookie of the year, man. I mean, he has the opportunity. He's going to get the minutes. One thing I will say that I don't love out the gate is how Greg Popovich is using him in the first few quarters. It seems like early on they're trying to make him more of a jump shooter, and then later they like to do more post-ups. I guess that's just to preserve his body, so he's just not banging every quarter of every game.
Worn down by the end of the game.
Which I get. But he literally has a mismatch every time he's on the floor, bro. He's 7'4".
I mean, a lot of that they don't really have. This team's still not good. Like despite them kind of being a young little exciting team, they don't get him the ball a lot of times. He's sealed and open down there. I'm just like, dude, throw this man a lob. Like he's the only person down there, or he's got like some shorty guarding him. Like, so it's frustrating that I think they're not even really starting a point guard right now, right? They're
Devin Vassell is the point guard. Sochan starts at the point guard, but I mean, look, shout out to Devin Vassell for getting his deal. I think he got a 5-year, 150 extension or something like that from the Spurs. Yeah. I think that he's actually a really good young guard, man.
He's pretty solid.
He can shoot the ball. He can defend pretty well too. Keldon Johnson, they're going to do something about this nigga. Jack.
I haven't seen him do anything. Yeah.
bro, he's just a jacker, bro. Like this dude, his little ugly ass slingshot. Like Keldon Johnson is the one that looks off Wimby the most, and he drives me insane. Um, but whatever. Shout out to the Spurs, man. I'm happy for y'all for not being irrelevant, I guess.
On another note, Scoot Henderson is struggling, but
Ooh, well, look, the Portland Trailblazers are god awful. So
yeah.
I mean, how much are we really going to put that on Scoots? Like that's not his fault that they suck.
No, no,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, 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 no. But I
I
thought
mean,
he'd be kind of ready out the gate
out
for
the
some
gate.
reason. Yeah.
Mm, you know who is ready out the gate? Those Thompson twins, man. Amen and Asar Thompson, bro. Like especially Asar because he's getting more of an opportunity. He's actually starting in Detroit.
That's the one on the
And
Pistons, yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's the one in the Pistons. Yeah. The Pistons low key got a squad. I don't care what nobody says.
I
Cade
mean, they've been
Cunningham,
like bottom 3 for the last 5 years, I feel like, in the lottery.
yeah, but so you saying they should be good now because they got
Yeah,
all
they
these picks?
stockpiling all these lottery picks and trading everybody's big man.
Yeah, look, Cade Cunningham, man, it was so easy for me to get how nice he is. I mean, he was the number one overall pick, but he's been hurt so often. I haven't seen him play, but Cade, these first 2 games, 3 games, I think, has shown that he's here. Like he could probably make the All-Star team if Detroit's good enough. And then Jalen Duren, bro, I don't know how much you've seen of him.
Big
He's
guy,
only
right?
19. Yeah, he's their center. This dude is a man. Like he honestly reminds me of Shaq. Like
Oh, yeah.
not in terms of the post moves and dunking on people that he does, but just that physicality.
Mm-hmm.
And just that bully ball. Like this dude is a man. Like he's like a walking 15 and 15 easy.
Mm.
Uh, and of course they still have Bogdanovich who's hurt, but they've got Asar Thompson, who's been playing well defensively, at least, trying, running around, flying out there. I really been enjoying watching the Pistons, man. They got a nice little young squad. They do still
Well,
have
I mean,
Wiseman, who's not getting no minutes, but
I've been checking for the Rockets for the other Thompson twin. He ain't really doing nothing. So I don't know.
he's
That's
he's
a little
playing.
surprised. I thought he was the better one. Huh?
So he was the higher pick, but he's playing behind Fred VanVleet. And Ime Udoka is like, I'm not playing this rookie. We drafted you, but you're here to learn for now. So
Mm.
it's unfortunate because every time he checks into the game, I feel like he does something positive, whether it's a steal, a block, a rebound, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if they play him 10 to 15 minutes a game, like that's not fair. like,
Not
what are you
good for his
supposed to show?
development. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Fred VanVleet, you bitch. What they give him 3 years? What 3 years, 80
3
million or
years,
something?
like, yeah, well, something like that. Yeah.
It was like
3 years,
3 years, bro.
120 million or something like that. Something
Something
crazy.
crazy.
40 million a
Paying
year.
that to like Fred VanVleet, fucking Dylan Brooks, 4 year, 20 million or 80 million. That's ridiculous. Um,
Man.
should we be concerned about the Memphis Grizzlies? No John Morant.
Yeah,
Steven
yeah.
Adams is
I'm
out.
glad you brought them up too. They're in trouble, I think. Um,
Yeah.
they don't have a center. Well, they just signed
Mm-mm.
Biyombo.
Yep. And they're
Uh,
relying on Xavier Tillman, who's solid, but he's not like a real true center.
yeah, he's like 6'8", and Biyombo is also like 6'8", 6'9". They're not that tall.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to play Tillman because he actually was pretty solid against the Lakers in that series last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, last season, I mean. But yeah, they're in trouble. No point, not having Ja Morant out there for 25 games as well. Desmond Bain is playing well. Marcus Smart doing what he can, but yeah, they're struggling to score, and it's kind of rough.
You know, I feel like what they're trying to do is good. They're they're trying to bring in guys like Marcus Smart and Derrick Rose to have that toughness, that veteran leadership, which
Bridge
you
the
could
gap.
argue this team really needed, especially last year.
Hmm.
Um, they're trying to elevate Desmond Bain, who he's I think he had like 30 something in the first game. Like they're like he's basically their guy right now.
Yeah.
And Jaren Jackson Jr. is just fitting in where he can. Like in theory, I really do like what they're trying to do, but I honestly think that they are in a lot of trouble. You're absolutely right. Like this team does not look good. Now, granted, they're down 2 starters, right? Like John
Hmm.
Moran is a big part of what they do. Steven Adams is also a big part of what they do. So I get it, but they might have to make a move here if they want be in some type of contention when Ja gets back because
The West is tough.
the West is tough. I mean, a 3-game losing streak is kind of a death sentence. I mean, it's early, man, but damn, they lost all 3 games so far.
Yeah,
they lost against the Wizards, like Jordan Poole and the Wizards, bro.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. They're struggling to score.
Yeah.
Let me see. They're probably like one of the lowest points per game. Let me see.
I don't know how much you've seen of the Wizards, bro, but oh my God, they are.
I haven't seen much.
Comedy.
I haven't seen much.
It's just
what's
pure
going on?
comedy, bro. Oh my, Jordan Poole is doing
Kuz
whatever
and
he
Poole
wants.
doing whatever they
yes,
want,
bro. Oh my God, some of the shots Jordan Poole and Kuz are taking it's just comedy. Like last night, I was just laughing my ass off because Jordan Poole just doing, he's all cool, coming across half court, tween, crossover. He gets stopped, just pass it. They pass it back to him, tween, throw it up at the end of the shot clock. It breaks. I'm just like, oh
He's
my
like,
God.
I'm Steph Curry, homie.
Yeah,
Hey.
exactly. Yeah. No,
I already got my ring.
He literally had a 3 in the corner, shot it, turned around, looked
tried
at
to
the
do the
bench,
no-look
celebrated.
thing. Yeah.
That shit bricked so hard. Oh my God, bro. It's crazy. Jordan Poole's about to shoot 30 times a night, and I'm absolutely here for it. Like, let's just completely just fuck it up and let's just go for it because
either him or Kuz probably maybe both probably gonna get traded for the end of the season too.
Could be. I mean, I think both of those guys could help a team conceivably, or like a contending team. But
if they play right, yeah.
If they play right, yeah, and they're disciplined. But yeah, Jordan Poole right now is not disciplined. He does not give a single fuck about anything. There is one more team besides the Pelicans. I mean, of course, we got to talk about Zion, and I need you to repent right now. Zion Williamson is back. He's the best player in the NBA. Say it.
I mean, give it 30 games, man.
You're such a hater, bro. Oh God.
I'm out.
You're done, Zion. He's a bust. I mean,
if he could last 40 games, I might see the light. But
yeah, I guess that's true. Has he played 40 straight games? No. He played 67 games one year. But I don't know if it was 40 straight. Whatever. You're funny. He said I'm done. Let's see. Cavs are hurt. Raptors, Nets, Hawks.
Who's hurting the Cavs?
Garland and big man Jared Allen. They both missed games. So I do want to talk about the Hawks. Caw! Shout out to all the Hawks fans out there. Your team sucks ass. Your team sucks.
Oh, that's how you do? You leave Atlanta, you just talk shit, huh?
Bruh,
oh,
have you look, Trae Young, look, Russ, you know my friend Russ. Russ has been talking about this for the past few years about how Trae Young's not a top 5 point guard. And it's kind of hard to disagree with him when Trae Young's just putting up stinker after stinker. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like 2 of 14 from 3 or something ridiculous. He's like 8 of 35 from the field in these 2 games. What are we doing, Trae? Like, you're supposed to be the guy. Like, they got rid of John Collins for you. They got rid of the coach for you. So it's time for you to start producing and stop sucking. But what do you think? I mean, I don't know if you were high on the Hawks at all anyway.
No, not really. But, it's strange, man. He was supposed to be like the next Steph Curry, and he's just never really been a good shooter. Like, he takes all these threes, but he's never been like an efficient shooter, like ever, like close to 40%.
Mm-hmm.
So
which is crazy.
That's kind of holding back his ceiling. I feel like if he was, for the shots that he's taking, if he was shooting 40%, he'd be a top 5 point guard. But since he's so inefficient and takes terrible shots every night, he just relies on free throws and floaters to get him going, and that's only gonna get you so far. Now, but he is a great playmaker and passer when he's focused on that. But yeah, I probably agree. I do agree with Russ. He's not top 5.
Wow. Damn.
I mean, come on, this is not gonna be difficult. Let's see.
Let's see. We got Luka, Steph, SGA.
Luka, Steph, SGA is a 2. I feel like.
No, they listed him as a 1. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Okay, let's take him out.
All right.
Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
I'm taking Kyrie. I know you would.
I mean, I'd take him over Trae. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think Kyrie's the top 5.
You taking Tyrese Maxey over Trae Young? He's thinking about it. He's thinking
probably because I would take like Jalen,
Brunson.
Branson, yeah, I take him over Trey. I take
Wow. Donovan Mitchell.
De'Aaron Fox.
Oh yeah, Fox. Oh my God, he's gonna destroy us tonight. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Trey.
Jamal Murray.
Trey's probably around 10, huh?
Jamal Murray.
Oh, Jamal Murray. I take him over Trey. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sorry. Sorry to all my Hawks fans. Caw! Trae Young's
But it's
not top
crazy.
five.
Like if you'd have asked this question like 3 years ago, he would be top five. But he's proven that his play style is kind of people figure him out, and he's not. He hasn't evolved his game, and
Yeah.
he's still not a good shooter. So
Let's talk about the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference, man. The Boston Celtics, they're 2-0 as he stands. They were really impressive in their season opener with Kristaps
yeah,
Porzingis.
Porzingis has been
Um,
looking good now.
I mean,
He
this is
did
a
say that.
guy. Yeah, like this is a guy who averaged like what 26 last year, and people were just like, "Oh, he's not going to bring anything."
He's on
Like
the Wizards.
what?
Nobody cares.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like what are you talking about? Like 26 is 26. Like, and Porzingis has shown that he is really, really good. He's fitting in well now. I mean, Jalen
Can he stay
Brown.
healthy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's always going to be the biggest thing with him. But even if he misses a few games, I still feel like with the core of Horford, Tatum, Brown, and Derek White and Drew Holiday, I think they'll be able to hold it down while he gets back. I mean, if he has to miss a week or whatever. Um, but come postseason, if all these guys are healthy, uh, the Boston Celtics, I mean, they're my favorite. That's my
I mean, you
opinion.
just
What
gotta
do you
hope that the Jays just choke again, like they have been the last couple of years. But otherwise, yeah, they got. I mean, we've been saying this for how many years now? I mean, they are been loaded. I mean, they've been a lot of people's championship picks for the last 2 3 years. It feels like so. That's not really a surprise. They did get better. I mean, getting Drew Holiday and Porzingis this summer. It definitely are some upgrades. So, do you
Yeah,
have them over the Bucks
I
after
do,
the Drew
man.
trade? Yeah.
I do. I do. I mean, I think the Drew Holiday trade, which is something that we didn't even get to discuss on the pod yet, but
Yeah.
I think that put them over the top and kind of sealed everybody else's fate in the East for me.
Because it's like
Um,
they're upgrading over Marcus Smart.
yep, yep. I
So
mean,
we were concerned
it's a
about them
total
losing
upgrade.
Smart. Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
The Celtics are
Bringing
tough.
Horford off the bench now. Yeah, it's tough. Okay, so we're going to talk about the Bucks at all.
Yeah, let's talk about them.
What have you seen? What do you think so far? I mean, it's kind of interesting that to me, it's two things. It's interesting that Giannis and Dame still aren't running a lot of pick and rolls. Kind of like a lot of Giannis still trying to be the point guard. It's like,
Hmm.
bro, just give the ball to Dame. Like, stop trying to do all that. I get. I
Yeah,
mean, well, he won MVP, two MVPs doing that, but wouldn't it be, despite you still being good at being a, ball handler and doing all that on your own, wouldn't you just be more efficient if you're closer to the basket and somebody setting you up and doing plays for you? Like, I don't know, just give that more of a try. I'd like to see that. But just like everybody projected that, in the fourth quarter in clutch time, Dame Lillard can just take over and
yep.
it kind of, I don't say it made it look easy, but like just
He did.
yeah, just like yeah, just this is your job. This is what they brought you to do. Just take over. And Giannis barely even touched the ball in that first game and in the fourth quarter. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But
man.
they've got some things to work out, but
Yeah.
they're going to be just I think as good as everybody thinks too.
Yeah, man. Look, the Bucks are going to be an absolute problem. I do think that they may not have like the firepower, and that's kind of crazy coming from a team with Dame Lillard and Giannis. But I don't know if they'll be able to do this to the Celtics in a 7-game series. Now I could be totally wrong, and maybe Dame just embarrasses them. I don't know, but
Hmm.
um,
Well,
the
look, Drew did lock Dame up in one of them playoffs, like back in the day when he was with Drew was with the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Yeah, and they dominated the Blazers in a sweep actually. Him and AD.
Yeah.
Drew was locking up Dame and scoring 25 a game in that series. So
Uh-oh.
showing he can outplay him.
Uh-oh. So yeah. But look, let's talk about the good things about this team. Obviously, like you said, Dame Lillard just came out and just destroyed everybody. Just dropping bombs from half court like he always does. Like
Hmm.
he looked like the guy that averaged 32 a game last year. Giannis, I'm not sure if you saw this, but him and Dame did an interview with Chris Haynes on TNT, and Giannis literally said, "This is his team now," pointing to Dame Lillard, which is crazy to me. Like what? Like, like why would he say that
It's
out
not really
loud?
that surprising. He's just so humble like that. I don't know, but
I guess it's just so funny. But look, I mean, I brought that up because it kind of showed like late in the game, Giannis completely deferred to Dame, and literally, it's like you said, like he was like, "This is what we brought you here for," and Dame was like, "Okay,
he's like,
shoot,
thank you, right?
right." Like, damn, like he just completely dominated. It's interesting that they've only played once, but I'm pretty sure they play tonight as we record, so it'll be good to see more of them. I know Chris Middleton is still dealing with the after effects of his surgery, so I don't think he's playing tonight. But man, look, the Bucks are going to be good. I wouldn't be shocked if they beat the Celtics. I just wouldn't put my money on it. I honestly think that the Celtics are a better, more complete team at this point in time. But I
You
mean,
have the Celtics over the Nuggets, like in tiers.
ooh, do I have them over the Nuggets? I mean, I can't. I mean, the Celtics haven't done shit yet. This is their opportunity to prove it to me. But as it stands
Okay,
right
are they
now,
so they are in the same tier? Like you think
I would
Nuggets
say
and
so.
Celtics are probably,
I would
if
say
you
so.
know, take bias out of the equation right now, you'd say the Nuggets and Celtics probably the best two teams.
Absolutely.
I'd
Right
agree. Yeah.
now, I would say that they're the best two teams in the league right now. And if all things stay the same, they're probably going to meet in the NBA Finals. Unfortunately for us. Um,
So
so,
how do the Miami Heat feel about this? I mean, everybody
ooh,
called them losers of the summer because they didn't get nobody that they wanted. They kind of, if
and they
anything, they
lost
lost some
three
some players.
starters, I
Yeah,
think.
at
So
least two, Max Strus
they
and
lost Strus and Vincent.
yeah,
And oh yeah, no, that's it, just those two.
yeah.
Yeah, they're in trouble. I mean, Miami. I said this like when like in the preseason pod. Like I don't believe in the Heat at all. Like they barely made the playoffs or the play in last year as it stands. And if they think that they're gonna do the same shit this year and make it to the finals, they are fucking mistaken. Like I first of all,
Right.
I love that Jimmy Butler is so confident and he's just like, yeah, like just wait. We're gonna win the finals this year and we're not playing 82, we're playing 96 games this year because we're gonna win. And brother, it's over for y'all. It's over. It's over. Even if y'all get James Harden this year, it's over. Like there's nothing you can do. The Miami Heat are
I don't know
cooked.
about that. Somehow they got some double magic where they just figure something out in the playoffs, but I don't know.
They're cooked, bro. Not this year.
Some random no names we don't even know right now are going to
Yeah,
emerge over
this
throughout the
nigga.
season.
Yeah, right now this nigga working McDonald's and he finna pull out
Exactly,
a 30.
exactly. You can be a star in the playoffs. Like what? How do they do this?
Yeah, no, not it's I'm not this year. That pipe dream fairy tale's over. So I guess there's two teams we haven't really talked about yet that deserve a mention. One is the Phoenix Suns, one's the Golden State Warriors. So let's talk about the Suns, man. They're not healthy, unfortunately. We still haven't seen Booker, Beal, and KD on the floor together. They still managed to win 2 games like that, though. So, what are your early impressions of them? And what are your early impressions of KD, man? Because he was incredible against us, of course, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's crazy. In that first game, he didn't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of Devin Booker doing all the work. I was actually going to ask, did you think, like, is Booker now, is he better than Durant? Like, is he on that level, or like, I don't know. I don't
No.
really know how to contextualize Booker
Yeah.
because earlier in his career, he was kind of like, yeah, he was a good player, but he wasn't winning. But now he's a winner now, and he's kind of the driving force. And I feel like I don't give him quite his respect like he should. I don't know, but I don't really know how to contextualize him. With that said, how do you feel about Booker?
I mean, he's the best shooting guard in the league. That's how I contextualize him. I think he's incredible. I think
So
that
okay, so if Shea is a shooting guard, how you do that?
Devin Booker's better right now.
Okay.
And that's only because Devin Booker has the experience and he's proven in the postseason and in moments that he's that guy. Um, Now in 3 years, if Shea gets to prove the same, then we'll revisit the conversation. But um, I think Devin Booker is better right now. Uh, but look, I mean, with all three of them together, I'm guessing Beal is going to be like the point, and then in crunch time it'll be Booker and KD pick and rolls. I don't know how it's going to go. I mean,
I mean, Booker's a pretty
um,
good playmaker himself. So
yeah, he is. I mean,
I
he
guess,
proved it in that first game. He
yeah.
was dominating for them down the stretch.
So I don't know if I think I'd rather have the hands on Booker, honestly. But then what is Beal going to be doing?
sitting in the corner.
Interested to see how they play it. It's only one basketball. And then what is Durant gonna be doing? Just waiting
Sitting
for
in the corner.
whenever they get a bailout. Yeah.
Yep.
But
That's how it goes.
they've got a couple guys that are interesting. Eubanks hasn't done too much in the season, but I liked what I was seeing in the preseason for him. Relying a lot on Okogie, who seemed like he's gotten more solid, like he's put on some weight, some muscle.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Eric Gordon. So I don't know. I mean, I think
Eric Gordon.
KD is the tent pole. Like I feel like because he's so flexible with his 6'10", 6'11" frame, and he could. They're using him at small ball center in some lineups.
Mm-hmm.
You know, kind of having him be the do everything guy. And if something happens to him, he's kind of been injury prone the last 4 or 5 years too. If something happens to him, I think they might be in trouble. But you know, hopefully they stay healthy, and you know, we'll see how they develop. They've got an interesting concept of a team though. Once
Mm-hmm.
they have all their stars on the floor, I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Yeah, I agree. I do
And
think
they don't miss DeAndre Ayton at all. I don't feel. He had like 4 points in the first game with the Blazers. He's been stanking it up over there in Portland too.
He's a bum. I mean, are we surprised?
Okay, right.
Are we surprised? Like,
all right, I didn't know that's how you felt. Okay.
no, DeAndre Ayton's a bum. Oh, come on, man. He's a bum. He's gonna have to prove it to me.
Dominating? Come on, man.
Yeah, okay. This nigga hasn't dominated a single game in his career. That's hilarious. Let's talk about the Golden State Warriors real quick, man. You can never really count them out. Steph Curry, I think he dropped 50 last night or 2 nights ago against De'Aaron Fox and the Kings in Sacramento. Draymond Green is struggling with a little toe issue or something, but I think he's supposed to be playing tonight. Clay has looked okay. He hasn't looked terrible, which is what a lot of people thought he was going to look like. And the Chris Paul thing, it kind of working low key. I mean,
especially with Draymond out, he's providing kind of what they need.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't think people believe that they're going to keep him. They're going to be willing to pay $30 million or whatever, $40 million for a backup point guard or a fifth best player.
Yeah,
they've already got 4 guys making over $25 million a year. So between Steph, Clay, both on maxes, Draymond, and Wiggins.
Yep.
And now Chris Paul as well. So that's still their salary is just sky high. And then we all know about the new salary cap rules and stuff where they're restricting, teams over the salary cap more and more. I just don't know if they could afford it. But hey, we'll see. Well, right now, there doesn't seem to be worrying them as far as payroll. They're rolling it out there, and the Chris Paul thing is working. Like especially with Draymond out. When the games are slowing down, you have a guy that's not going to turn it over. He gets you a good shot. That's always going to be valuable, especially since he's not relied upon to be the, carrying the weight. He's kind of just the guy out there doing his role. So good for him, man. And they look, they don't have no drama no more this year. The Jordan Poole, Draymond thing hanging over their head. That was kind of it wasn't going to work. I mean, yeah. So yeah, be interested to see how they play out. Kuminga has been looking pretty good when he's getting his minutes out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they've got to unleash him. Like he's got to get 30 minutes out there. Like they might have to move Wiggins or something just to get him more minutes. I don't know, but it's interesting.
Yeah, man. I really like what I've seen from them. They still have like a similar play style where like they're basically just running everything through Steph. I mean, and why wouldn't you? Like Steph is so efficient. He's so good. Like why wouldn't you just run everything through him?
Gravity brings.
Yeah, but like I'm not sure that's like a long-term recipe for success in the postseason. But then again, how can they won 4 championships? What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think like they're missing something for me to believe that they can win a championship this year. Now whether that's moving Chris Paul or whether that's just seeing this team together because we haven't seen them yet because Draymond's been hurt, who knows? Or maybe it's like you said, like they've got to unleash Kuminga and let him get his 30 minutes and see what he can really give you out there. Because he has looked good in these first 2 games, but I don't know, man. I'm not super high on them.
It's interesting because the Lakers still feel like they match up very well with the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like, if we met them in a series, I feel we still beat them in 6.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels like the Lakers can't beat the Nuggets. But the Warriors match up pretty decent with the Nuggets. Like, so it's almost like in the West, or in general, it depends on matchups, right? So it's
Yeah.
just like maybe the Lakers can have better fortunes if they could stay out of the bracket with the Nuggets and hope that they get beat by somebody else. Eventually, you may have to face them anyway, what we did in the Western Conference Finals. But
Yeah.
you know, it's just one
To
of those
that
things, I think.
to that end, and we'll wrap it up after this. What do you think we can do? Because I'm saying the Lakers against the Nuggets, because I
Oh,
mean it seems like they're just invincible. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if we make Jokic a scorer. It doesn't matter if we cut off their shooters, which we haven't tried, in my opinion. It just seems like it doesn't matter. Like, Jokic is going to fucking dominate 80 or whoever we have out there. And those other guys are just not going to miss. Whether it's KCP giving us 20, whether it's Aaron Gordon hitting random threes, whether it's Michael Porter Jr. just shooting anything and it going in. Like, it just seems like fate is against us sometimes against this team. So what do you think that we can realistically do to beat them in a series? Not just a game, but in a series. Like, do we need a personnel change?
I mean, I think it's at least a philosophy change. I feel like we should have a guy focused on guarding him one-on-one. Okay, like, don't let anybody switch on him. If you do picks, stay on Jokic. Okay, stop switching. Stop letting guards switch on him. That's just absolute food. It's gonna be a bucket every time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're gonna try to double team and he's gonna hit a shooter and it's gonna just be a catastrophe. So everybody, stay on your men. Everybody, one on, man up, guard your guy, and yeah, just stop helping on Jokic, man. If he gets 50, see if he could beat you 4 times with him getting 50. Like, and if he does, then damn it, that's
You
shake
win,
the head.
bro.
Yeah, say like it is what, like, we'll try a different strategy, I guess, next year. But damn it, we can't let him be getting 30, 40 plus, 10 plus assists, like, and just making it super easy, super efficient. Like, so unfortunately, the Lakers don't really have anybody that can guard Jokic.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Nobody.
so it may be too easy if we deploy that strategy where he might just get 50 like every game easily. Um, and it just comes a tidal wave where we just can't stop this guy. So you don't want that either. But like we talked about this before, you can't let him get 30 plus 15 assists, plus 12 rebounds, and half of them offensive. Like, you got to make it. You got to pick something. You got to
Yeah.
pick something, and then we can't let the KCPs getting 20 every game and Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. We got to match up better too. We can't. This Austin Reeves guarding Michael Porter is not working out. Like, and I don't know. We may have to.
Like, to hurt some feelings, just say you're
Yeah,
not going
like,
to play this
because
series.
they also are like really picking on D'Angelo Russell.
They
Like,
are.
offensively and
Reeves.
defensively, they're
Yeah.
doing a lot of these guard to guard screens, or having whoever D'Angelo's guard come and set a screen for Murray, and they're just trying to have everybody scramble. Reeves too. The problem with Reeves is they keep doing these pick and rolls where we're switching and having Reeves guarding Jokic or in cross messages and stuff. When if it's one-on-one and he's guarding who he's supposed to be guarding, he's usually okay, but it's when he's cross matched, it's a disaster. So we've got to stay solid. I don't know. I just don't feel like. I feel like we have to play different from how we playing everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes in the playoffs or against certain matchups, that's what you have to do. And we just haven't gotten there. We haven't landed there yet, in my opinion.
Okay. I love it, man. I love it. I
I
appreciate
mean,
it,
what do
man.
you think? I'm sorry, like,
Oh.
yeah. What do you think about that? And do we have the personnel? Do you think like we've got to get another big, or we may have to make just a drastic trade to shuffle
Well,
the talent there?
do I think, as presently constructed, we can beat the Nuggets in the 7-game series? I mean, as presently constructed, I do think that we have the roster pieces, but I don't know if we have the right coach. Darvin Ham is kind of yeah. I don't want to say he's an idiot. Darvin Ham is just he's hard headed, man, and you know it's. I mean, this is just me, armchair quarterbacking or whatever, but like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get how you can let Jokic average a triple double on us for 4 games and just be like, all right, we did the best we could, and we made adjustments. Like, nigga, like what did you take away? Like, you didn't do anything.
Maybe it's
Crazy.
just hard to accept that AD can't guard him, or like, him as a whatever we were trying to do with him trying to robe or whatever. Like, maybe feel like AD is the best defender in the league, and if we can't defend him with AD, then he just can't be defended. But I don't know, man. Like,
That's a loser's mentality. I really hope he doesn't feel that way. But we've got to try something else than what we've been trying. Like, Jokic is just cooking us. Like, and like that's fine. Like, it's basically I'm just gonna regurgitate what you said. Like, if he gets 50 on our heads and he beats us 4 times like that, man, and we hold Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, KCP, and all those other guys to below 10, and they're not hitting 3 or 4 threes in our faces, and they still win that way. Hey, man, you Jokic, you're the GOAT. We can't beat you, bro. Like, sorry. But like I want to see us try that before we just like do all these dumbass coverages and hope that Jokic misses, or I don't know what the fuck we be doing out there sometimes, man. It's just it's frustrating watching us play the Nuggets, honestly. And yeah,
They
now
definitely
it's to
have
the
us
point.
discombobulated.
Yeah, and now it's to the point, like you said, we're like they enjoy it so much. Like they love kicking our ass. Like it's just like fuck you guys. Yeah, I mean, a
But
few years
that's
ago,
sports, man. That's fun, I guess. You know,
yeah,
we if we finally beat those guys and get over that mountain, you know, it'll feel that much sweeter.
yeah.
Sorry, what were you about to say?
No, I mean, I was gonna say like a few years ago, it was like it was like I remember a team like the Phoenix Suns, like, but this was before like this is like the Devin Booker, Aiton Suns, Monty Williams, like they used to love just killing the Lakers for no reason. Like we'd be getting drugged by like 30 by them. Like what do we do to y'all? Like
Hmm.
leave us alone, bro. I guess it's from
It's all
that
these
one
teams.
series.
It's yeah,
So
that, you know, these fan bases that are holding out heart, hating their heart for, you know, Lakers been in the finals or been winning championships for most, you know, forever. I mean,
yeah,
we've seen 6 championships from this team in our lifetime.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I guess that's true. Damn,
and
niggas just
you
be
know, there's
mad.
been a lot of heartbreak along the way. Yeah, I've been beating up on the Kings, beating up on the Suns, beating up on the Nuggets.
Hmm.
I mean, that was their first time beating the Lakers in the playoff series last season. So of course, you know, they're elated. And the Suns, they never won a championship, but you know, they're divisional rivals. So
I
it's
guess.
kind of just one of those things. Okay, like Lakers fans, we really only see rivalry in the Celtics and maybe the Spurs back in the day, but maybe not so much these days.
Hmm.
Other than that, it's kind of like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I
Get your
guess
weight
so.
up. You know, we're out here trying to go for the big deals, go for the rings. Y'all just want to beat us on a random Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Blazers, like sit down, man.
The Nuggets are kicking the Thunder's ass, by the way, at halftime. It's halftime currently 69-51 Thunder at home, by the way. Chet Holmgren, 17 points, no blocks. Jokic has 22, 9, and 4. This guy. This guy.
Is
Mm-mm-mm.
he about to win another MVP now?
Um, is he? Holy shit. I don't I
Because he's
mean,
gonna have the numbers, and it's just like you can't really deny it no more.
I don't know if the media is going to want to give it to him, or are you saying they actually are going to want to give it to him because they should have given it
Yeah,
to him last
yeah.
year?
But I say I think that if anything, the narrative might flip back. It's like this guy is undoubtedly the best player in the league. He's dominating everybody nightly, and he's just won his championship. Probably gonna win another one. You know, if things go as they are, how people, just how
Mm,
predictions go.
yeah. Well, shit. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have the record. He's definitely going to have his, 30, 10, and 10 line. I mean, it's going to be hard to ignore him. I mean, if you if you do ignore him, it'll be a guy like Shea, honestly, who's like got his team from not making the play in. All of a sudden, they're a top 4, top 3 seed in the West.
Or
Him
Luca,
averaging
if they
30,
somehow the
or
Mavs somehow
Luca.
are top
Yeah.
4, yeah.
Yeah, or Luca, yeah, guys like that. But still, like if Jokic averages a 30-point triple double and they don't give him MVP, bro, that's gonna be crazy. So
I don't even think it's got to be. I mean, the Nuggets might have an amazing record, and then yeah, he's his usual 25, 26. Maybe might even lead the league in assists. Yeah, he might average a triple double this year. Yeah, I mean, didn't he
yeah,
last year?
he did.
Uh,
No. I don't think he
or two
had the
years ago?
assist. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I think he may have been close. He might have been like 9.4 or
okay,
something like
okay.
that. Something like that.
So,
Yeah. But
and to me, I mean, we talked about this in text too. Is like to me, it seems like he's the big bad on the block. Like he's that, the boss at the end of the video game. Like we can't we got you got to get past this guy, man, or else
yeah.
he's just gonna be back to the drawing board. So to me, as a Laker fan, it feels like he's the best player in the league right now. The way he
He is.
dominated us and just made AD look not even in the same class. It's
One of the best defenders in the league, in my opinion, the best defender in the league, Anthony Davis. Like just completely, and it's not like AD had a bad series. I think AD averaged 25 plus, few rebounds, blocks. Jokic just averages 32 and a triple double.
right
So
on high efficiency.
yeah, on his
with the
head.
sweep.
With the sweep. Yeah. Hey, cheer up, man. We'll get him Monday.
We'll get him Monday, hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, man, look, I appreciate it, man. Great pod. I had a lot of thoughts. Appreciate you having thoughts with me, and can't wait to do it again, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a good season, man.
It really is.
It's already been a good season.
Yep.